Philadelphia Eagles might have just gotten the kind of break that can shift the entire trajectory of the season. And no, we're not just talking about injuries or schedules here. We're talking about a golden opportunity for this offense to finally wake up. All eyes are on A.J. Brown right now, and with good reason. There's a very real chance that Philly's star wideout is about to explode, especially with a key Rams corner sidelined ahead of their next matchup. But as exciting as that is for the fans hoping to see fireworks on offense, it's what's happening on the other side of the ball that should really have the rest of the league on high alert. Because while everyone's been nitpicking the offense, Vic Fangio's defense is quietly, or not so quietly, becoming a legitimate nightmare for opposing teams. And what's crazy, they're just getting started. The Eagles are 2-0, undefeated, and already leading the NFC East, despite the offense being far from perfect. It's been a shaky start under the new offensive coordinator Kevin Bullough, and yeah, the criticism has been loud. It's deserved. The play callings looked conservative, the route trees stale, and the explosive plays pretty much non-existent. But here's the thing, even with all that, they've beaten two tough opponents and handled their business, including a gritty road win at Arrowhead against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's not something you just brush aside. Winning ugly is still winning, and that kind of resilience early in the season can pay off huge when things really start to matter in November and December. Now, let's be real. The offense hasn't looked right. If you pop on the tape from the Chiefs game, it's all there. The routes? Basic. The middle of the field? Barely touched. The passing game looks locked into this overly cautious rhythm, with short passes that feel more like insurance policies than actual weapons. A lot of that is due to Kansas City's relentless blitzing. The Eagles clearly felt pressure to get the ball out quick. But at the same time, nothing they dialed up made the Chiefs regret sending extra heat. The lack of creativity is glaring, especially when you've got a talent like A.J. Brown running the same route from the same spot over and over. It's like the defense already knew what was coming before the snap. Dan Orlovsky called it out. A.J.'s being used in such a predictable way, it's making life easy for defensive backs. And to make matters worse, the formations themselves have become tells. If you're watching the game closely, you can already guess whether it's a run or pass just by how they're lined up. That's a massive problem. This offense needs to be less about tipping their hand and more about keeping the defense on edge. Throw in all the overly condensed formations and the missing explosive element, and it's no wonder fans are frustrated. They had a chance at a huge play early against Kansas City, but Grant Calcaterra completely blew the block that would have sprung it loose. Little moments like that have added up to a passing game that just hasn't found its rhythm yet. But here's where things might start to shift. Head coach Nick Sirianni came out and made it clear that explosive plays are now a priority in practice this week. That might not sound like much, but it's a key sign that the staff knows things have to change, and soon. Sirianni acknowledged that chunk plays are a crucial part of what the Eagles are trying to build, and if that emphasis leads to actual changes in how they scheme for guys like A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert, then this offense could finally break out of its slump. The real question now is whether Kevin Bullough is up for the challenge, because this is where you find out what a new coordinator is really made of. The pressure is on, and it's time to adapt. And it's worth remembering, this isn't the first time we've seen an offense take a few weeks to click. Think back to last season. Kellen Moore's offense in L.A. faced a ton of questions early on after ugly losses to the Falcons and Buccaneers. And even when injuries hit, there were stretches in the second half of the year where the passing game looked completely out of sync. So, in a way, what the Eagles are going through now isn't totally unfamiliar. Sometimes it just takes time to gel, especially with new leadership calling the shots. It's frustrating in the moment, but the long-term view is key here. You don't want to peak in September. You want to be building towards something that peaks in January. Even the players have echoed that message. Every year is different, every offense feels different, and you can't expect things to play out the same way twice. There's an internal belief that they're going to figure it out, that they've been through slow starts before, and they'll come out better for it. The foundation is strong, an elite offensive line, talented skill players, and a quarterback who's proven he can win. Now it's just about growth, week by week. And speaking of growth, let's talk about this upcoming matchup with the Rams. because the Eagles might have just gotten the break they needed to get the passing game rolling. Los Angeles just placed cornerback Ahkello Witherspoon on injured reserve after he broke his clavicle in Week 2. And if you're unfamiliar, Witherspoon is no slouch. He's one of the Rams' top guys in that secondary. His absence opens up a major hole in their defense, and it couldn't come at a better time for A.J. Brown and company. Obviously, you never want to see a player go down like that, and we hope Witherspoon recovers quickly. But from a football standpoint, this is a huge opportunity for the Eagles' air attack. Witherspoon's replacement could be someone from outside the organization, or maybe it's someone already on the roster. And one of the names floating around is former Commanders' first-round pick Emmanuel Forbes. Now, if it is Forbes, buckle up, because A.J. Brown has a history with that man, and it is brutal. Last season, Brown absolutely torched Forbes in both matchups. We're talking about 9 catches, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first game, followed by another 8 grabs, 130 yards, and 2 more scores in the second. A.J. didn't just win those battles, he dominated them. So if Forbes is the guy on Sunday, you better believe A.J. is licking his chops. But even if it's someone else, this is the kind of matchup Philly needs to exploit. They've been conservative for 2 weeks. This is the moment to open things up, test the secondary deep, and finally start creating those explosive plays that have been missing. If the Eagles are smart, and they usually are, they'll scheme up ways to get A.J. isolated against whoever's filling that void. It's the perfect chance for him to have his first true statement game of the season. And it's not just about A.J. This could be the week the entire passing game starts to find its rhythm. Of course, it won't be easy. The Rams are 2-0-2, and their defense is no joke. Philly saw them twice last year and won both matchups, but that playoff game, that was a dogfight. L.A. has serious talent on both sides of the ball, and even without Witherspoon, they're going to bring it. But here's where things get really exciting, because as much as we're focused on the offense, the Eagles' defense is quietly building something scary. Through 2 weeks, this unit looks miles ahead of where they were at the same time last year. And it all starts up front. The defensive line is living the backfield, and it's being led by a trio of absolute monsters: Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Nolan Smith. Against the Chiefs, those guys were everywhere, disrupting plays, stuffing the run, putting pressure on Mahomes. It was vintage Bulldog defense straight out of Athens, Georgia. Carter might still be working his way back into top shape after missing time, but he still made his presence felt. Jordan Davis is on a mission right now, playing the best football of his career and leading all defensive linemen in solo and assisted tackles. And Nolan Smith? That bend off the edge is just nasty. You watch the tape, and you see it over and over. This trio is bullying offensive lines. They're collapsing pockets, chasing plays down from the backside, and making life miserable for quarterbacks and running backs alike. This group is evolving fast, and the league better take notice. And the talent doesn't stop there. Moro Ojomo quietly had 6 pressures against Kansas City, the most on the team. He posted a pass rush win rate of over 22%, logged 5 hurries, 2 hits, and even got himself a sack. He's not the flashiest name on the line, but he's quietly becoming a problem. Defensive coordinator Vic Fangio even said it himself: stop being surprised. Ojomo's a legit football player, and now he's finally getting the reps to show it. His breakout is very real. And then there's the new guy, Zadarius Smith. 2 weeks ago, this man was sitting on his couch, waiting for the phone to ring. Now, he's flattening running backs and chasing down Mahomes at Arrowhead. 1 game in, and it's clear that Smith still has juice. He's already flashing the power, the instincts, and the leadership that Philly brought him in for. The Eagles told him straight up they want him to be the next Brandon Graham, the mentor, the voice in the room. And Smith? He's all in. What Zadarius Smith brings to this team goes far beyond stats. He's not just another body in the rotation. He's a tone setter. You can see it in the way he attacks plays, always staying alive, always working through blocks, wrapping up backs by the legs so they don't fall forward. That's the kind of veteran presence this young core can lean on, especially guys like Carter, Davis, and Smith who are still growing into their roles. And what's crazy is he looked like he was already in mid-season form in that debut. There's no question This guy still has gas in the tank, and he's already buying into the culture in Philly. One game, and he's already laying the groundwork to be one of the key leaders in that locker room. But the impact of this defense isn't just about the line. What's happening at the second and third levels has been equally encouraging. Andrew Makuba has quickly emerged as one of the breakout players early this season. He's flying around the field, making key tackles, disrupting passing lanes, just doing all the little things right. The same goes for Jair Brown and Zach Bond, both of whom looked sharp and aggressive against the Chiefs. The way they're playing fast and physical is exactly what Fangio wants out of his linebackers and safeties. And then you've got rookie Quinyon Mitchell. Lockdown would be an understatement. Through 2 games, he's been absolutely lights out, showing that all the hype from training camp was completely justified. Even the much-maligned second corner spot is starting to show some signs of life. Adoree Jackson had a rough start in Week 1, no question. He looked lost at times, gave up too much cushion, and struggled to make clean tackles. But against Kansas City, he bounced back. Was he perfect? Definitely not. There was still that miscommunication late in the game, one that Fangio later confirmed was on Jackson. But overall, he was far more solid. That's the kind of incremental improvement the coaching staff is looking for. You're not going to fix everything in 2 weeks, but if guys like Jackson can steadily improve, this defense becomes even more complete. And with the pass rush being as dominant as it is, it gives the corners a little more breathing room to settle in. And when you really zoom out, this entire unit is just ahead of schedule. Compared to where they were this time last season, it's night and day. Last year, there were growing pains everywhere, missed assignments, breakdowns in communication, lack of discipline. It took months for the unit to fully come together. But this year, they've come out of the gate looking sharp, fast, and hungry. The chemistry is already there, and that's a testament not just to Fangio's system, but to the players buying in. They're not just reacting, they're dictating. They're setting the tone from the very first snap, and that's the kind of energy that can carry a team through tough stretches. And speaking of tough matchups, the Rams are going to put that to the test. Matthew Stafford still has one of the best arms in the game, and that receiving core, it's no joke. Even without Cooper Kupp, the emergence of Puka Nacua has added a new dimension to their offense. The guy just knows how to get open, and Stafford trusts him already. Then there's Tutu Atwell, who brings speed that can stretch the field vertically. Mix in a creative play caller like Sean McVay, and suddenly you're looking at one of the most dynamic passing attacks the Eagles will face this season. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is buzzing louder than ever today, and it revolves around one name that has dominated headlines for years: Christian McCaffrey. Sources close to the situation are whispering that the star running back has officially confirmed his move to the Philadelphia Eagles, sending shockwaves through the league and igniting feverish speculation among fans and analysts alike. McCaffrey, whose versatility and explosiveness have made him one of the most feared offensive weapons in football, could redefine the Eagles' offensive identity in ways that few could have predicted. For weeks, whispers have been circulating about McCaffrey's potential landing spots, with the Eagles consistently mentioned as a frontrunner. Now, according to insiders, the deal is all but sealed. Though no official announcement has been made by the team, McCaffrey himself reportedly confirmed the news in a private conversation that quickly made its way through social media channels, leaving fans in a state of eager anticipation. The rumor has already sparked intense debate. How will he fit alongside Jalen Hurts in a backfield that's poised to become one of the league's most dynamic? Could this move finally push the Eagles over the top in a conference that has been fiercely competitive for years? League insiders are suggesting that McCaffrey's arrival could shift Philadelphia's offensive strategy entirely, giving the team a weapon capable of changing games both on the ground and through the air. Analysts are already projecting double-digit touchdowns and record-setting yardage, imagining a season where defenses will struggle to contain his speed, vision, and uncanny ability to find seams where none exist. Yet, with every rumor comes skepticism. Will McCaffrey stay healthy? Can he mesh instantly with a team that has been building around its quarterback for several seasons? These questions are dominating talk shows and social feeds alike. Meanwhile, the Eagles' locker room is reportedly buzzing with excitement, though officials remain tight-lipped. Players are speculated to be thrilled at the prospect of sharing the field with a talent of McCaffrey's caliber, and fans are already taking to social media, creating mock jerseys and hype videos in anticipation of what could be a transformative season. Whether the deal becomes official in the coming days or continues as a tantalizing rumor, one thing is clear. Christian McCaffrey to the Eagles is the kind of buzz that doesn't die down easily. In a league driven by headlines, trade talks, and speculation, this one might just define the offseason. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.